Everybody was saying the V8 was dying. Nobody told Chevrolet. They have a different plan.
Let's talk about the new Silverado 1500. It has the Gen 6 small block V8 powertrains. Let's run down what will be under the hood for sure. And it has a next-gen 5.7 V8. 5.7 V8s, I mean, let's face it, that is a 350, isn't it?
That's a 350, but it's a different 350.
Yes.
Re-engineered for towing. That means it's got incredible torque, and obviously durability. So it's going to be an interesting engine. And Generation 6, is Generation 5 was a tough act to follow.
The 5.7 replaces the 5.3, which has been around forever. That has been replaced with a 5.7, so a little bit more of a displacement, which is good news for buyers. And then the next gen 6.6 liter V8, it's going to replace the 6.2 liter engine and act as the premier naturally aspirated V8 power plant. See, having two V8s in your lineup, I think that is going to be a differentiator for this Silverado. But if you don't want a V8, you still have some options. An enhanced 2.7 liter Turbo Max, which delivers the best-in-class standard torque and is now paired with a 10-speed auto for the first time. And then, of course, the Duramax 3-liter turbo diesel, which is a great little engine. So when you think about this, a lot of manufacturers are going with V6 only, although Ford still offers the Coyote in the F-150. Of course, Ram offers the Hemi. But more Silverados will probably be built with V8 engines than any other manufacturer, right?
Yeah. People, truck buyers, let's face it, they love V8s.
Yes.
The industry has discovered that recently with all the goings on, but that's fine. And of course, they have redesigned the truck in terms of styling.
Yeah, they call it a bolder exterior styling.
Right. Those are my words.
I think they've sharpened it up. They've done fresh lighting, body updates. A sport dual exhaust system is now equipped on custom trim and above for a more premium look. It's a good-looking vehicle. They haven't gone radical in any way. They haven't made it, as I know you always fear, that somebody's going to make it look like the Cybertruck. But they haven't done that. Made it a little bit bolder in the front, bolder lighting for sure. And then on the inside, they have modernized it with a 60-inch digital cockpit. So utilitarian interiors are completely replaced by an edge-to-edge tech layout that spans across the dashboard, including a passenger screen, which kind of smells like Mercedes a little bit. Universal big screens for every single trim, from the work truck to the flagship High Country. And it comes standard High Country with a massive 16.3-inch center infotainment screen and a 12.2-inch digital driver info center. So this is huge. Just the passenger display upgrade on premium ZR2 and High Country models. You thought this kind of trend was changing and people were moving away from it. Doesn't seem like it, does it?
It doesn't seem like it. And another thing that they have is hands-free towing. They haven't seen me yet try to tow something, but it apparently it does work. And Super Cruise, which is the only, as they say, or the only semi-autonomous driving system that allows completely hands-free highway driving. Now, don't especially while pulling it. Don't take your hands off the wheel. It's just not a good idea. Don't sit in the back seat while you're driving either.
Well, let's run down the lineup. It starts with the work truck. Even the work truck, which was formerly rubber mats and a vinyl seat and a stick shift. Even the work truck comes with a big screen, which we just talked about. Custom, which is the baseline retail truck with 20-inch technical gray machine-faced wheels and standard dual exhaust. Have you ever noticed that? If you see a car with single exhaust, you're kind of like, why? The blank out in the bottom trim panel where the exhaust
that's right.
Go. It's kind of annoying for some reason. I don't know
why.
Well,
true. That's true. But of course, the dual exhaust on a truck is letting the engine breathe better, and you get more torque.
Yep.
So that's a great thing. And of course, then the next up is the custom Trail Boss.
Yep.
Which is an off-roader.
Yeah.
2-inch factory lift, 34-inch tires. That's pretty serious.
This is another trend we're seeing. We're going to talk a little bit about the Nissan Frontier Sport in a moment and get some pricing on that. But it seems like affordable lifted trucks might be a trend because people like that look. They like a lot of the off-road capability, but they don't want to spend $80,000 or $90,000. So affordable off-road capable vehicles is probably a trend we're going to be watching here on Cruise Control Motoring. Then the Silverado, which was formerly the LT model. It replaces the traditional LT badge. All four-wheel drive variants now come standard with the Z71 package, which includes off-road suspension, skid plates, and hill descent control. You keep going up to the Trail Boss, which adds an off-road aggressive hood, 34-inch mud terrain tires with those sidewall gripping tires, and the interior features unique high-altitude design themes with torch red edge seat belts and custom perforated seats. And then the flagship, right, Les? The ZR2.
Right. Now that's built for high-speed trail running. It's not enough just to be driving off-road. If you want to drive fast off-road, which is, you better be a good driver, that's what you want the ZR2 for, because it's got everything to do that. 2-inch factory lift. I really like that power dome hood. I saw it just briefly in the video. 35-inch mud terrain tires.
Wow.
Going fast in the mud is my idea of something I don't want to do. Electronic lockers, race-proven Multimatic DSSV dampers. This thing is really, really tricked out. And, it's, of course, torch red accents. You got to have those. And yet there's an available ZR2 Bison edition.
Yes, this is a collaboration with American Expedition Vehicles, or AEV. They've done this before with the Colorado. I remember I've reviewed one a while back. It's really, really nice because it includes things like stamped steel front and rear bumpers, real comprehensive underbody armor, skid plates that protect transfer case, rear diff, and fuel tank, and an 18-inch beadlock capable wheel if you want to air those tires down. So there's also, if you're not just saying, well, I want to drive at high speed on my Super Bison edition, there's also a luxury edition too at the top of the range, right?
The luxury flagship, yes. It's an exclusive Triton satin grille, dark premium exterior trim, 22-inch after midnight wheels. Passengers are living in luxury inside. They're surrounded by Silverado first panoramic sunroof, real wood decor. How about that, Fred? And
yes.
Natural tan edge seat belts a debossed console logo. It's reverse embossing. And microfiber suede interior materials. This, we don't have a price on these.
No, but
I think it's safe to say this will not be inexpensive.
well, let's compare a little bit, and I think F-150 might kind of come out weird in this comparison because V8 strategy. They kind of look at the Coyote as okay, well, yeah, there's someone that wants a V8, but they don't really push it. Now, Silverado 1500 with those two V8 options, and of course Ram with the Hemi option. I mean, it seems like that's what people are going to really want here. I would say look for Ford to come out with a special edition Coyote. They did those things. I remember seeing one of them where they have the factory supercharger for the Coyote, and I remember seeing a guy had a regular cab pickup, lowered down with that.
Right.
It was like a basic pickup, but with that supercharged engine. Maybe they'll do a factory supercharged Coyote, meaning it comes right from the factory to combat some of this, to have a couple of more V8 options. What do you think?
Well, I think that the Silverado is going to do great, but it's not a dramatically higher level than its competitors. It's a tough market. Trucks have, first of all, they're expected to be bulletproof. Secondly, they've got a lot of loyalty, each brand.
Right.
I think it's going to sell an awful lot of Silverados.
Yes.
But I don't know if there's going to be a taking over the lead.
That's hard to do. That's hard to do in that
it's
segment.
very hard.
But I think the current model Silverado kind of got lost in the statics, if you will.
It's been an also ran for a couple of years.
Yeah. So that's not going to happen anymore, for sure.